The Republican Party has been talking about reinstating the draft. I would like to make it clear that the draft is something that I oppose. I do not believe that Americans should be forced to fight in a war that they do not believe in. If you willingly sign up to join the military, then you are expected to fight wherever the government sends you. This is part of your job and the path that you decided to take. I have respect for that, but I oppose forcing people to fight for the government. It is one thing if the American homeland gets attacked, but the American homeland is not under attack. I would fight for America if it was, but I have no interest in fighting for Europe. I have no interest in defending people that look down upon me for being American. This is the view that millions of Europeans hold and have had for centuries. I have no interest in fighting for Africa. I have no interest in fighting for Latin America. I have zero interest in fighting for the Cursed Holy Land or the Middle East in general. If you support these regions, then that is fine. But I do not have any strong enough ties to these regions that make me want to sacrifice myself for them. However, Asia is a different story. If there was an Asian state that I really liked and it was under attack, then I would support it. I have no problem fighting for America or the Asian states that I like. But if you are going to force me to fight in a Middle Eastern war so you can get a new temple built in Israel, then I must politely decline. I have no interest in speeding up Armageddon. It is unlikely that the draft will be reinstated, because it would have a lot of opposition. Most people do not want to fight and perish in a foreign land. They would rather be around their family and friends. Congress would also have to legitimately declare a war, and they have not done this in decades. It is unlikely that the current Congress would do this because the people in Congress would end up losing re-election. There's no way that the American people would support a military draft in 2026. This is a pointless topic to bring up, and the Republican Party would be better off figuring out how to best utilize what other options it has on the table. I am in my 30s, so I would likely not be drafted. The people that would be drafted would be in their 20s. Drafting men in their 20s is not a good idea in 2026, because most of these men have nothing to lose. American men during World War II had something to fight for. They owned homes, had families, and women that they could come back to after the war was over. They had an incentive to fight and end the war as soon as possible. But American men in 2026 do not have these things. They do not have homes and will likely never own a home. They do not have girlfriends. They do not have wives or kids. Most young men are struggling to find a job because the boomers won't hire them, or they are dealing with discrimination for being male. There's nothing to say that these men would stay on your side after being drafted. If these guys were drafted, then a lot of them might defect to the other side just to get even with the government. The current government is playing with fire. Thanks for listening. Have a fantastic day or night.